Hey guys, Tim Henson recording this on location in Ashtabula, Ohio. I am here to introduce the promised best of show for Friday. The acoustics in this room are just atrocious. It's driving me crazy. You're probably not even noticing it, but I'm a professional and a perfectionist. You've heard the show, you know. Every day it's just fucking flawless. So again, I apologize if it sounds like I'm in a tin can. Again, I'm just here just for a second to introduce today's best of show. This was suggested by DV listener, Sagacious. You guys and your names, I feel like you do this to me on purpose. You want to trip me up. You want to make me sound like an idiot. I don't need any help from you. Cut it out with your hard-to-pronounce names. Anyway, he suggested a program from 2019 titled Semen, Tainted, Flutes. And that was pretty much enough for me. I'm like, yep, that sounds great. That's best of material. So sit back, enjoy this classique edition of DV. And I will be back on Monday with a brand new episode of the show. So be on the lookout for that. All right, enjoy. Goodbye.
Distorted View Daily proudly presents Alexis K. Tyler responding to a critic.
You pale-face whore. You're retarded and no talent. I'm hurt. You know what? I figured it out. This motherfucker wanna be me. That's what it is. He jealous of me, man. I bet he get up and put on his mama wig and rub his hair down like mine and take some of that grease or that damn shea butter and rub it on his titties and hope he grow him some breasts. Wishing that he could be Alexis K. Tyler. That's what I think it is. That we do. He look at me, he look in the mirror, and he take them down pills and rub around in his titties and pull his nipples real hard 3 times. And I wish I were home. I wish I were home. I wish I could be a bitch like Alexis K. Tyler. See, that's what it is. He want to draw some illustrations of him getting fucked by a nigga.
Hey freaks, it's Tuesday, July 2nd, 2019. Coming up on the program today, coding children's musical instruments with ejaculate. Plus, the House of Representatives hear a frank discussion regarding your husband's penis slipping out of your pussy and into your asshole. And head trauma girl can only talk about her farts.
My doctor wants to dilate my asshole to the size of a fucking coconut.
Are you on the internet? Isn't that for techno geeks with spreadsheets?
I'm gonna lose my mind today.
Oi, pussy. Oi, pussy. Oi, pussy. Oi, pussy. Oi, pussy.
It's the Distorted View Show with Tim Henson.
Hey, Sideshow freaks. Timothy James Henson back here with you for a Sideshow exclusive podcast. Got a great one for you today. Oh my god. Lord Douche and I have just crossed the threshold into full-on white trash. You know, I told you guys yesterday, it's very, very hot here in Cincinnati, and while we do have an air conditioning system, you know, central air, it doesn't reach the second floor for a plethora, a variety, a cornucopia of reasons. One, I think the air conditioning unit is too small. Like, it doesn't have enough power to get up here. Two, you know, our ventilation, our air duct system is all messed. Our HVAC system is fucked. You know, I was looking down in the basement, and there are vents that are, like, taped up. Some are sort of, like, hanging, so, like, air is just escaping. So, you know, there's just no way the second floor here is, and that's where I'm at, by the way. The second floor contains really just 3 rooms. There's a bathroom, there's my office, and then the bedroom. Now, rather than replacing a whole central air system, we thought, oh, you know, we'll just get like a little window unit, a window air conditioner that we wouldn't use all the time, but when it's really excruciatingly hot like it is now, we can turn it on and at least get the temperature down a few degrees. that leads to our first real problem, and that is when we moved into this house, we replaced the windows on the second floor here, and Lord Douche wanted to stay true to how the house's original windows were. They don't open up and down like normal fucking windows. Lord Douche got casement windows that slide to the left and the right. And normal air conditioners won't fit in those windows, obviously. The only window that slides up and down is the window in the bathroom. They do make casement-style air conditioners, but they're like 2 to 3 times more expensive than your standard AC unit. Now, they also sell portable AC units, but they're shit. They don't work at all. And they leak, and they're also expensive for what they are. So really, our only viable option was to spend the fucking cash and get an AC unit that will fit in the sliding, left to right windows. Unless we put an air conditioner in the bathroom. Now, you freaks may remember me talking about my bathroom window because the window is actually in the shower, and the window is in the front of the house. So when you walk into our bathroom, to the left you see the sink. Then, just past that, as you walk a little further into the bathroom, there's the toilet. And then up against the wall, which again is at the front of the house, is the shower. And then on that wall is the window. That's the one window upstairs that actually lifts up and down and could possibly contain an AC. Look, it's like 100 degrees up here. We had to take drastic measures. I have taken a picture of our setup. It is ridiculous. And bonus, it'll probably end up killing me. I'm going to die via electrocution. So we got this little window AC unit, and, it fits in the bathroom window. And you're probably wondering, well, how are you powering this thing that's in the bathroom window? Well, the cord goes down onto the floor, the shower floor, and continues on out to the one outlet in the bathroom. We even had, the cord for the AC is not that long, so we've got an extension cord. Then the next question, of course, is how are you going to shower, Tim? Well, it's a whole fucking process. First, obviously, we unplug the air conditioner. Then we move the cord so that it's high up. Then we actually tape. Remember I told you we got a bunch of contractor bags? They're like large garbage, like 50-gallon garbage bags, basically, that we were using to fill up all of the debris from the basement when we tore up the basement. Well, we had a few of those big fucking bags left. And so we were using this. So we tape up the wall where the air conditioner is so water can't get to the air conditioner or the wall when we're taking our showers. Then, after we're both done, we have to let everything dry before we can use the air conditioner again. This is my life. It's very redneck, very white trash. And also, as someone pointed out to us, 100% a code violation. They don't allow you to have air conditioners in the bathroom, especially ones that are in the shower. But we're hoping no one sees that. Well, it's super concealed being in the window of the front of the house. But it's just so hot. We had to do something, and we're poor. We can't afford a casement air conditioner. What we really need is a better AC unit. That's what we'd rather spend the money on. But that's like what, $7,000. Moving to Cincinnati and into this house was just an awesome idea. Have I mentioned that? Please, someone get me out of here. All right, I do have a great show for you today. Some audio, and then we'll do some news stories and voicemail. Pretty much the stuff we do every day. First up,
we're going to Texas. We're going to Texas. We're going to Texas. Here we go. We're going to Texas.
Yeah, we're going to Texas. We're going to Texas. Here we go. Yeah, we're going to Texas. That is the setting of a documentary film called The Dildo Diaries. Little known fact, it's a sequel to the 1995 smash hit The Basketball Diaries. Or maybe The Red Shoe Diaries. I don't know. That would make more sense based on the subject matter. Oh, I'm looking at my notes here. It's actually a sequel to The Diary of Anne Frank, which is just shocking. Actually, according to the description here, The Dildo Diaries is an award-winning feature-length documentary that probes the absurd Texas sex laws. Now, this documentary was from a few years ago, so I don't know if these laws are still on the books, but they are pretty crazy. Take a listen.
For those who don't know the general situation with the law here in Texas, it is as follows. If you have 6 or more dildos, you are considered a felon in this state.
Well, I mean, at that point, you've got an arsenal. Some may argue they need all of those dildos to protect their family, or maybe they use dildos for hunting. It doesn't matter. This is America. We should be allowed to have as many dildos as we want. And, you know, the dildos of the 1700s are nothing like the dildos of today. They were constructed, right, crafted out of mahogany. You never need more than one dildo. Now, these stupid rubber dildos, silicone dildos, they tear very easily. They're more disposable, so I could totally see people having more than 6. All right, let's continue on with some Texas law here.
Because it is assumed that you have intent to distribute, whereas if you have 5 or fewer, you are merely a hobbyist.
Yeah, if you got 6 or more dildos, you're up to something. Distributing butt plugs to a minor, probably. Something like that. Much like, with guns, there are loopholes. You know, guns have the gun show loophole. You could purchase guns at gun shows without going through the background check, waiting period.
A couple weeks ago, I was in Forbidden Fruit, and I was wanting to buy a new harness. And they were telling me about all the ones with the quick releases and stuff like that. And then I realized that because of the laws that I really couldn't be specific and talk about dildos and harnesses and strap-ons, and so I had to switch it over and talk in the terms that they always switch you back to. So I was like talking about my educational model and my demonstrator, and so what I was saying to the clerk is that I was having problems with getting my condom demonstrator on the model quickly enough, and I kept being afraid that I was losing my audience.
The condom demonstrator, of course, is the dildo. The actual loophole is you're allowed to purchase a dildo if it's used for a bona fide medical, psychiatric, judicial, legislative, or law enforcement purpose. I can understand medical, even psychiatric, but when would you need a pocket pussy to practice law? Or a double-ended vibrator for law enforcement purposes? I mean, I guess they could be used as weapons, batons. After learning about these loopholes, the filmmaker decides to go to a sex store to see what it's like to purchase these things.
We decided to see for ourselves what dildo buying was like in Austin, Texas.
So maybe I can help you find today?
I'm interested in buying a strap-on dildo.
Well, we actually don't sell dildos here. Those are illegal in Texas.
But they're all along the wall. Like, you can, I clearly see a bunch of realistic-looking penises.
We have these educational models that are, I guess, more representational, penis-shaped. And if you're looking for something that vibrates, we have personal massagers up in the front.
You know, when my mom used to get those Dr. Leonard catalogs, that's how they would describe the products in there. Personal massagers, demonstrators. Do you guys know about the Dr. Leonard's catalog? I think it's something you automatically get when you turn 55. I think they get your name out of, like, the AARP database. Because all of a sudden, my mom started getting Dr. Leonard catalogs and Carol Wright catalogs. If I remember correctly, Carol Wright is, like, the sister catalog to Dr. Leonard's, but she sells, like, frumpy-ass fashions and hideous home decor. Dr. Leonard's is more healthcare oriented. They've got, health and beauty supplies, mobility shit, but they also have clothes and shoes, mostly orthopedic, but also, houseware, leisure items. The women's sexual health aid section contains things like the Power Stud Massager, Curvy Massager, the Butterfly Kiss Massager, the She-gasm Deluxe, which is very racy. It's a very racy name for a Dr. Leonard's item. But yeah, all of them are massagers. Look, Dr. Laura Berman's rotating massager. Sounds like a rotisserie oven. Anyway, back to the movie here.
The public is going to come in and continue to use whatever form or manner of description that they want. They like to come in and refer to them as dildos. We don't use the D word.
This woman lives in Austin, which is like the most liberal of Texas communities, right?
Here at Forbidden Fruit.
We can't say the D word.
All right, so these are educational models. For safer sex demonstrations, things like that.
Just call them doorstops. Doesn't matter. These demonstrators have veins. We know what they are. Interestingly, they can't say the word dildo. However,
what are these used for?
Well, these are actually these are butt plugs.
Butt plugs? Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's a demonstrator as well?
No, these are just to go in the butt.
Yeah, to plug your butt up. It's for old people who are incontinent, who just constantly just shit out of their asshole. It's like a cork.
Huh. The anus is not defined as a sexual orifice by Texas law, so you can buy whatever you like to go there.
Well, dildos can go in the butt. Just say that's what it's used for.
Somebody had a genius idea. We needed to reform the entire penal code. I mean, it's totally ridiculous. There's so much terrible old stuff in there.
One of the laws was you can't be gay. And so this committee tried to get the line of text out of the law, right, that says basically you're not allowed to commit homosexual sodomy. Apparently that line was taken out, but then reinstated by a bunch of conservative people. But then they were told, well, this is going to be unconstitutional unless you add heterosexual sodomy as well, because sodomy is sodomy. That's what my mother always told me. Anyway, I've got some audio here from the floor of the House of Representatives where they were discussing sodomy in all flavors. Not surprisingly, all flavors of sodomy end up tasting like shit.
You better come get this amendment and look at it, because this is a significant change in the law. I want to read this to you. It's quite offensive to me to have to read it in public. That's the way we make law. We're fixing to tell you what it is. A person commits an offense if a person engages in a sexual act involving the sexual organ of one person with the anus of another.
I know it well.
And that is a Class C misdemeanor under this section of the law.
Madam Speaker.
I move for adoption.
Will the gentleman yield?
For what purpose, Ms. Danberg, will you yield, Mr. Chisholm?
I yield.
The gentleman yields, Ms. Danberg.
Mr. Chisholm, you're saying this is a significant change in the law, and yet you have it as a Class C misdemeanor. What's the penalty range for a Class C misdemeanor?
So a Class C misdemeanor is really like getting a traffic ticket, and the fine would be like $100.
If you were in my county, it could be hanging.
That's how Texas rolls. Rural Texas.
Mr. Chisholm, do you not
probably
know?
$500 in this county, but
I'm surprised by how much laughter goes on in this debate.
And they probably would hang you for doing this in my county if they caught you.
All right.
A Class C misdemeanor is the same level of crime as a traffic ticket. Is that right?
Whether you're rear-ended on the freeway or rear-ended in the bedroom, I guess it's all the same.
I'm assuming that a traffic ticket, if you were doing something that they're going to fine you $500, they could probably do that. But it's not necessarily they have to fine you that much. That's a maximum. But I'd be willing to take an amendment to move that to a Class A or a felony or even a 3G offense if you'd so choose to do that, if you want to do that.
You're trying to criminalize behavior between people of the opposite sex. Is that correct?
That's right.
Even if they're married?
Think before you speak.
More especially if they're married.
Oh.
Even if they...
The audience is loving this.
Can't believe anyone would do that if they was married.
Someone's never had their salad tossed.
Even if it's consensual. Is that right?
Under any circumstances. The most gross circumstances you can imagine.
Even if they slip. Is that right, Mr. Chisholm?
I mean, why did God place the pussy hole so close to the anus unless he kind of wanted it to slip? It's a fun way to see if you like it. It's called experimentation.
Well, I guess you could accidentally speed. But a violation of the law is a violation of the law.
Okay,
He's sticking to his guns.
Warren, as to not embarrass you, we'll use me as an example. Say my husband and I were having intercourse and he slipped. And it touched my anus.
This is a real debate that took place in the Texas House of Representatives. A woman is outlining a hypothetical question where her husband dicked her in the pooper.
Do I need to go turn myself in to some health official?
I would suggest you see a doctor about his aim.
So for those of you that say politics has been turned into a circus, it's been going on for a while. It's not just the current administration. This is a perfect example.
So in the end, they were all afraid that everybody would think they was preverts if they didn't vote for it, and so they did, and they reinstated heterosexual sodomy in the penal code.
That stood for a while, but ultimately, I mean, now I guess you're allowed to be gay in Texas. I think the Supreme Court intervened. They said sodomy of all kinds shall be lawful in this land. I don't know if that's exactly what they said. I hope they did. What a powerful speech that must have been. So yeah, I guess it's now legal to partake in sodomy in Texas. So go hog wild, freaks. And by the way, I did totally catch the way she said perverts.
Preverts.
It's the white redneck version of Axe. They just swapped a few letters.
You want to know what I think?
Yes.
I think you're some kind of deviated prevert. I think General Ripper found out about your preversion and that you were organizing some kind of mutiny of preverts. Now move!
That sounds like the title to a gay porn, Mutiny of Perverts, or Preverts. Real quick, before we get into the news, I'd like to introduce you all to a new U-tard. She calls herself Lil Lunchbox. In all of her videos, she is wearing clown makeup. Not a lot. Sometimes she looks more deranged than other times. Here is the intro video to her channel.
I am not Pennywise. I am not like those other clowns who you despise. I am my own woman.
Oh, this is slam poetry.
I am my own beautiful self. Mm-hmm. I am not every clown who you have ever encountered in a dark alley.
I am not yo bozo pulling out a rainbow handkerchief that grows and grows. No, I am not here to entertain you or take a pie to my face. Face the facts, face the music. And not that creepy ass circus music, but a song with a kicking beat, cause I march to the beat of my own drum. Thank you very much. Marching down the street with my big floppy shoes and my big red nose. Nobody knows what I go through. The tears of this clown will not smear my makeup, cause it's tattooed on. I'm not some 9-to-5 Pennywise. I'm living that clown life 24/7, 365. R.I.P. Tupac. I don't know what any of that meant. All right, I'm sorry. Let me play the intro here.
Beautiful self. I am not every clown who you have ever encountered in a dark alley on October 31st. I am not that clown who jumped out of the bushes and scared the shit out of you. I am not that clown who kept you up past 12 a.m. when your mother told you not to watch it, but you did it anyway. I am not that clown. I am Lunchbox. I am positivity. I am a breath of fresh air.
I mean, I'm going to stop right there, but it goes on and on and on. The real reason why I bring up Lil Lunchbox is, despite the fact she is all about positivity, she got into a brawl recently. Apparently, she tried to sing Linkin Park during karaoke at a bar, restaurant, or church. I can't quite tell what this establishment is. She butchered the song so badly, people were mad at her. Oh, look at that. Lil Lunchbox is in full makeup at the bar.
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. Decide this round and explain in due time. All right.
This may be the first time I've inducted a clown into the Linda Finkel Hall of Fame. This is where it really goes downhill. Oh, it is a bar and a restaurant.
I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. Had to fall to lose it all.
performance, and I'm not going to play any more from her performance. I will spare you. Some stuff went down, and I've got Lil Lunchbox's vlog talking about it.
The fight started over something pretty innocuous. I was just like, according to this drunk woman, this is going to sound so ridiculous, and I was holding off on telling the story because I know people are going to say I'm full of shit, and you can believe whatever you want, but the bitch got mad because she said I butchered in the end.
You did butcher. I can totally believe that. No one is going to dispute that.
The song that I sang at karaoke, she said that I tarnished Chester's memory.
Yes. 100%.
That really pissed me off, to say the least, and we got into an argument. She said, do you want to take it outside? I'd had a few too many giant margaritas. I said yes.
Well, this does not sound like a positive clown.
And as soon as we got in, like, I was standing on the one step, like the first step of the stairs, you know, but just like one step, not even that far off the ground. And I was about to step down because I'm thinking we're going to fight, you know, take this out, like, you know, toe to toe, like women. But as soon as I stepped on that step, she pushed me hard. And I crashed face first into a puddle.
Your clown makeup smeared.
It was humiliating. It was embarrassing. I need to stop drinking, honestly, or at least to that extent. My mom is, like, really not happy about my behavior. She was there. It's a whole thing. I don't.
Your mom was with you at the bar.
Get into the
I'm thinking this was an Applebee's.
But I don't really feel like I did anything wrong by, like, defending my honor, because you're not going to tell me that I butchered in the end by Lincoln. But, like, you're not going to tell me that and expect, like, that we're not going to have, like, words. You know what I mean? Like, that's just too fucking far.
You have a shitty singing voice. Exhibit A. Your Honor, the defense rests. All right, and with that, let's get into the crazy, bizarre, twisted up, fucked up news right now. Thank you guys so much for being Sideshow members. You are the real reason this show is able to continue doing what it does.
Fucking that chicken.
I mean, we do so much more than just fucking the chicken. But thank you guys so much for supporting everything I do, in addition to fucking the chicken. If you'd like to upgrade your account to a lifetime one and never worry about recurring charges again, you know what to do. Just email me, show@distortedview.com. I'll give you all the instructions to sign up for a lifetime membership, and I'll knock $50 off the normal price. You'll grab one for $250. Not a bad deal at all. Alrighty, 3 very quick stories now. First up, oh, look at this. First news story is from the great state of California. We've been on the run, driving in the sun, looking out for number 1. California, here we come, right back where we started from. Hustlers, grab your gun, your shadow weighs a ton, driving down the 101. California, here we come, right back where we started from. California. Here we go! That's a hard song to sing. And I have the audacity to make fun of someone singing Linkin Park. She was a little off tune. Not as bad as that. It's like a cat dying. California music teacher arrested for committing lewd acts against young girls. I'm interested. Allegedly recorded himself ejaculating into flutes. Sorry, that's horrible. That's horrible. Sorry. I've read a lot of stuff on the show. I don't think we've ever read about a guy ejaculating into flutes that little girls put in their mouths. All right, sorry. Let's start that over. A California music teacher arrested for committing lewd acts against young girls allegedly recorded themselves ejaculating into flutes, then had at least 5 female students students play the tainted instruments to fulfill his sick sexual fantasies. The disturbing claims about John Edward Zerdzecki, 60 of Ventura, were revealed in the recently obtained grand jury transcript from March, including his alleged confession to an online friend that his sexual fantasies were fulfilled by watching his pupils play his semen-tainted flutes. And I think we found today's episode title.
And I love the aftertaste of semen in my mouth.
Well, maybe you should become a flautist. This guy, Zerzecki, founded a music program called Flutes Around the World in 2009. So conceivably, there have been thousands of little girls sucking down his semen through flutes. He ran music classes in elementary schools in Costa Mesa and Castaic, California, where students created pairs of decorated flutes, kept one, and donated the other to children in another country. He was indicted in March for suspected lewd acts involving 2 Orange County girls and 3 girls in Los Angeles County. They were all under the age of 14. An earlier indictment alleged Zerzecki coerced a girl to produce child pornography. He also attempted to entice another person to send him sexually explicit images, received child porn over the internet, and traveled to the Philippines to engage in sex with minors. That last one is a bit of a gray area. I mean, look, you're in the Philippines, you gotta respect their culture. Apparently, it's okay to bang little girls there, right? That's how they do. What exactly are the laws in the Philippines when it comes to, like, having sex with underage girls? Like, is it against the law, but it's just sort of, people look the other way? Or is it just a fucking free-for-all? I'm asking for a friend. He pleaded not guilty to all state and federal charges. You've been warned that it is a salacious and disturbing matter. There are going to be graphic images, including sexual content where the victims are children, elementary school girls, semen dripping from the ends of flutes. And that's very disturbing. That's according to Deputy Attorney General Amanda Casales. She told that to jurors in March during her opening statement. She claimed Zerzecki was either in a hotel room near the school or his residence when he filmed himself and took pictures of himself ejaculating into the flutes. Why would you document that? I mean, the mere fact that you're ejaculating into a flute, you've got semen in the flute, there's DNA there, you're already playing with fire, but don't, take photographs. Give yourself a little chance, All right, so he ejaculated into the flutes, took pictures of it. Then he allegedly photographed students using the same flutes during workshops. By the time the flutes were collected and tested, there was no evidence of semen. What could that mean? Now, I don't play the flute, aside from the skin variety. Bang it! Sorry. I laugh at my own stupid little edits. What I was trying to say is I don't play the flute, but you blow the flute, right? You don't suck in the flute. So these girls never actually tasted the semen. The semen didn't go inside of them unless this creep, taught them a weird method of playing the flute. You want to suck in real deep, right? To get all the air out of the flute. Before you start blowing, you have to suck. Words to live by. Playing the flute sure is salty. The man was accused of inappropriate touching of the students in class, rubbing one victim's shoulders, massaging her back, and whispering in her ear that she was pretty. Zerzecki is also accused of engaging in constructive touching with his students. It's constructive. Yeah, I was wondering what that means, constructive touching. Constructive is when the perpetrator, without actually touching the victim, causes the victim to touch herself with an object, regardless of whether or not the perpetrator is present. What does that mean? Well, in one online chat with an individual, he described that his sexual desires and fantasies were fulfilled by having his female students use the flutes he masturbated into. He allegedly exchanged photos of his victims using the flutes with this online individual. Following investigation in 2017, authorities began collecting the flutes from students after learning they may have been contaminated with semen. He held workshops for 4th graders from 2015 to 2016 and the 2017 to 2018 school year. He also taught at Sonora Elementary School in California. Quote, 2 years ago, law enforcement informed us of this shocking situation, and we were equally relieved removed when notified the suspected violator was arrested. That's according to Steve Doyle, superintendent of the Castaic Union School District. The man is scheduled to return to court for a pre-trial conference on August 14th. I hope new information is revealed. Super salacious, disgusting stuff, because I would love to give you a DV update. I lost my shit reading this story. All right, second story we have for you today. This one comes from our most fucked up state. Say it with me.
Our most fucked up state.
Hell yeah, it is. A tiff after an evening of wine and intimacy wound up landing a 65-year-old woman behind bars. What did she do? Tina Seri was jailed on a domestic battery charge after the June 17th spat at an address in Tequesta. I don't know where it's at. I do know it is not in Palm Beach County. Fuck you. It's in Martin County. A 53-year-old man identified as Sari's boyfriend told investigators after 9:30 p.m. that he and Sari had some glasses of wine and were getting a little frisky, a little intimate. Get off me, I'm done. That's a quote the 65-year-old woman allegedly screamed at the man. The boyfriend said he complied, but called her an unflattering name, probably bitch or cunt. He said they argued and exchanged obscenities before Sari threw a glass bowl at him. Like a real glass bowl? Or like a bowl to, smoke drugs out of. He also said Sari started slicing his body pillow. That bitch. Sari said they were engaged in consensual activities, but they started fighting. Look, I'm 12 years older than him. I get tired, Sari said. Sari said she told him to stop, and he did. She said he called her selfish and an unkind name. Again, probably cunt. She denied throwing anything, but said she did cut his body pillow with scissors so he couldn't use it any longer. I thought you want to go to sleep. All you're doing is you're keeping him awake. Now he doesn't have a pillow. All right, and he's a man with a body pillow. What a fucking fruit is he? All right, she denied, he holds on to it. She denied throwing anything, but she did cut his body pillow. Like I said, a broken glass object was on top of Sari's trash can, but she couldn't recall what it was or how it got there. You're gonna have to do better than that, bitch. Sari was treated for high blood pressure and taken to the Martin County Jail. Real quick, before we get into the official final news story, I do have a bonus from Florida. Okay, that's quite enough of that. A local girl who is recovering at Tampa General Hospital after a serious crash is making progress. 8-year-old Dasha Dorofeev was critically injured in a crash on June 15th in Fort Myers. She suffered traumatic brain injuries and was transported to Tampa General for neurological care. Her family says she's only been able to speak 2 words since the accident. I farted. That's all she can say. I farted. I farted. I farted. I farted. She needs to learn to say it in different ways. I farted? Like that would indicate like I've got a question. Can I have something? She needs something. I farted. I farted. Or when she's angry, she can be like, I farted. I farted! Or, if she wants to say I love you, she can be like, I farted. You know what I mean? Like, you can communicate a lot just by the way you say things. Tuesday, she was able to count up to 5, though, so she is making progress. I farted once, I farted twice, I farted 3 times, and she's able to say a few more words. Ass stink! Shit gas! It's all fart-related, though. Turd aroma! She's also speaking very manly. Dasha's family started a GoFundMe to help with the medical expenses. They've raised nearly $17,000. Post a video of that little girl saying, I farted over and over. Boom. You'll cross the $25,000 goal. No problem. All right. Final real story I have for you now. A now viral video of a creep masturbating aboard a train has sparked intense debate about France's privacy laws. I didn't play this clip for you because there's no good audio, and really all you see is a man stick his hand down his pants and kind of move up and down. I mean, clearly he was masturbating, but again, you don't really see anything, and no good audio. That's why it wasn't featured on the show. A now viral video of a creep masturbating aboard a train has sparked intense debate about France's privacy laws, after the woman behind the camera claims she risked a bigger penalty than the alleged perv. Natasha Bross, 37, posted a video to Twitter of a man touching himself inside his pants on a train, claiming he moved to sit closer to her and often made eye contact during the marathon 75-minute jerk-off session. I think that's the real headline here. This man was not a masturbator. He was a gooner baiter. Journalists should really do their job. Get the terminology right. At any point did he say, "Hail cock"? Did he invite you to be a bait buddy? Anyway, this woman, Natasha Bross, is the vice president of a group that supports sexual assault victims. And now she was kind of sexually assaulted on a train, right? Talk about a self-fulfilling prophecy. I guess what I'm saying is you brought this on yourself somehow. All right, she started filming to protect herself from the man, who she claims also followed her towards the bathroom in the near-empty train carriage. Her video quickly went viral, especially after she noted that theoretically she could have been in more legal trouble than he for breaking France's strict privacy laws for posting the video without his consent. If caught and convicted, the unidentified man she filmed could face a year in jail and be fined almost $17,000. Meanwhile, the woman could face the same amount of jail time and a maximum fine of more than $50,000. Quote, "A man masturbated in the train next to me for an hour and 20 minutes. I filmed him, and today I could be sentenced to a heavier penalty than him. Do you think it's acceptable?" Lady, this is a slippery slope. Let's say the law is changed, and now guys can film women in public. Oh, you know, he could be staring at you and filming you now. Be careful what you wish for. Actress, her name is Patricia. I was getting ready to do the sh sound. Actress Patricia Arquette was one of those who shared their outrage, tweeting to the woman, "This is sickening. I'm so sorry. Thanks for your support. The police have opened an investigation against this man. I hope everything will be fine for me. The law is ridiculous." Her initial 20-second video, which did not blur the man's face, has been viewed more than 117,000 times. With stories going viral in France, and I guess kind of here in the United States as well, because somehow I found it. Maybe one of you freaks sent it to me. All right, there you go. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Tuesday. Let's do a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here. I love to hear from you freaks, and there are many ways to contact the show. We have got a special voicemail line for patrons. Pledge a few bucks, get access to that phone number, and I will play your calls first. Otherwise, we do have a voicemail line for everyone, and I encourage you to use it. Love to hear from you, freaks. 206-666-4463. I'm a few weeks behind on the voicemails, but I'll get around to yours. I try to play them all. Finally, you can email me, show@distortedview.com. Oh, and I'm all over social media, @DistortedView on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/DistortedViewShow.
Hello, freaks. Hello, Tim Booth. Hi, I was just calling to give my opinion on the whole,
Why are you talking like that?
You were playing a video of a guy talking about his uncut cock. Well, let me tell you, when you, I mean, I don't know what it's like to be uncut, but, I mean, cut, but, oh, it's like so good to jerk off.
Yeah, it's good for everyone. And, that's why we do it.
Like, less of an effort because you...
How would you know it's less of an effort?
You stroke your cock, and there's a foreskin there, so it's double the... It's like 2 hands jerking off. It's like double, like, the pleasure, and it's double, like...
You got, like, an extra, inch of skin on your dick?
Oh, man,
it's not that mind-blowing, I'm sure.
Very sensitive, and if I
I do hear that it's more sensitive, but still, no complaints here.
Jerk off and pass out. I wake up with some dick cheese, but that's why you take a shower.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for you guys that have mutilated penises. I'm sorry.
We're getting along just fine.
Unicorn hamster cock will tell you, describe to you how good it is to have foreskin. It's like double the pleasure. You European freaks come in and call up to the voicemail and beat off.
No, this is not a bait line. You don't have to call in and masturbate. But okay, I get your point. You have foreskin. Jerking off feels amazing.
Hey, Tim. This is Cheesecake Muncher.
Hi, Cheesecake Muncher.
For about 10 years now. Probably like 8 or 9, but somewhere around 10.
Okay.
Just rounding up. I just wanted to say, love the show, as always. Been listening devoutly forever.
Oh, thank you.
And I want you to just shout out Church of Deborah again, because she really deserves it. You showed her about a couple months ago, and then I got hooked. And you should use more of her sound clips, because holy shit, it's probably the stupidest, funniest show I've ever heard, especially when Cheryl's on with her. And
Yeah,
like, pretending.
they haven't been doing it much. Like, this guy called in May. I haven't really heard Cheryl and Deborah doing much together the past month, but their phone calls are very funny.
And trying to get a fucking idiot guy to fuck both of them.
Yeah,
and
those are good.
I don't know, man. It's like cringy and beautiful, just like your show sometimes. And I can't get enough of it, and I can't get enough of you, so pretty much.
Well, good. I'm glad that you are listening to Church of Deborah. We've played some of her calls when she's trying to get men to fuck her. She puts on that voice like a little girl. Funny.
Hey, Tim, DV listener Chef Cumfac calling in. I was just listening to the April 29th, I believe it was, episode of the podcast.
Sure, I remember that one.
I mean, I got a little incensed over one of the audio clips you pulled up before hopping into the news. Not at you. You're just doing your job.
Yes. I just bring you these clips.
The whole Michael Fiore fuckhead thing. I know, that guy pisses me off. I actually last week was on YouTube and they decided to play an ad of his, and immediately I was able to peg him as just fucking guy who will say and do whatever to prey off people's insecurity for money.
Wow, I'm trying to remember who this guy was. The name sounds familiar.
I don't know. Personally, I put him in the same vein as like Tucker Carlson. Anyways, actually, I was wondering, do you have any practical or maybe not so practical thoughts on what should be done with people like that who play off people's base emotions to make money? I don't know. Anyways, great job with the show as always. Love what you're doing, and as soon as I can get in a financial situation where I don't have to worry about rent every week.
Yeah, well, good luck with that.
Planning to
it's an ongoing concern for a lot of us.
Lifetime DV membership.
Oh, well, that's very nice. Thank you so much for the call, even though you might not be a Sideshow member, so you didn't hear this. I have my episode from April 29th queued up here. I'm just going to fast forward and see if we can get to the right part.
Beautiful near-deads.
No, that's not Michael Fiore. It's 40 minutes long. Those are long.
I wanted him from the very first moment we met.
Yeah, I know who this is. Remember, this is the website. You go there, and there's it must be like a 40-minute advertisement. And it's this woman talking about how she has trouble keeping men, and, she wants to learn the secrets of men and how to keep men, and this Michael Fiore guy is going to teach it. It's bullshit, obviously. It's the reverse of those, like, how to score with chicks audio tapes from the 1970s. This is, like, how to keep a man. Yeah, it's sad. I mean, because, you think about the women who would fall for this. The women who have been burned by guys a few times. They're honestly just as bad as incels, though. Incels think there's some secret to how all women think and behave, and once you know the secret, you unlock, the pussy achievement badge. Yeah, you just gotta act like an alpha male. Like, that's how you get chicks. You can't be a, beta cuck. Only Chads get Stacy's, And then the reverse is these women looking desperately for a reason why guys keep leaving them, and so they buy these stupid self-help books from dick-ish guys. I'm sure the tips are like, give him space, let him breathe, don't badger him, don't nag, let him come to you. Basically, let him do whatever the fuck he wants. All right, there you go. That is all the time we have on this edition of the show. I want you guys to email me, show@distortedview.com. Distortedview.com is our official website. Voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. That's 206-66. Oh, God, is it? Sorry, that's horrible. That's horrible. Sorry. I've never. I've spread the distortion. STD. Tell all your friends about the podcast. Don't forget to rate us and review us on iTunes. I will see you back tomorrow for the Wednesday program. Until then, have a great day. Bye, everybody. California. Here we go. California, here we go. California, here we go. California, here we go. Yeah, you gonna come on my ear,